Jonathan finally goes on his knees after realizing that he has been the one hurting Clara, after realizing that Clara is actually an angel that God sent into his life. Jonathan goes on his knees and in tears. But the question now is, will Clara, forgive Jonathan and accept Jonathan back? These are the things you'll be seeing and I'll be revealing into this episode. It's such a very emotional one. You are going to cry, you are going to laugh. Like, this episode is not one you want to miss or skip for anything. So chill and let me take you through everything that's happened. Do not forget that the only thing you can do for us to keep bringing out more episodes is to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. Let's go, guys. It is so emotional and so interesting. So, guys, after Hans heard everything that the private investigator told him, Hans went straight to Jonathan's house. And as Jonathan opened the door, immediately Hans saw that it was Jonathan. Hanks landed a big blow on Jonathan, and Jonathan was like, what is this? How dare you come to my house and start fighting me? I will get you arrested. And Hanks said, today you will be the person to be arrested. And that was when Jonathan was like, what is happening? Jonathan came out and both of them started, quarreling, and Hanks was, what kind of a useless father are you? What kind of a useless man are you that you will have the right to go and pay someone to post your daughter's pictures and write all those rubbish on internet? And Jonathan was like, Oga, you think I don't know what people are doing? This is you and Clara's plans. You want to come and put it on my head. I know what you and Clara, but you know what? If you do not live here, I'm going to cripple you and I will send you over to Clara because Clara is good at taking care of imbecile. I'm like, what? Jonathan, that was a big one. So Hanks went ahead to finish Jonathan. Both of them were just finishing. Hanks was like, if you want to practice witchcraft, why will you do it with your daughter? Jonathan was like, you are the wizard, Oga. You are the wizard. Because I know they were just fighting, quarreling. At a time, they almost got into fight again. And the guy that came with Hanks was trying to, separate them, trying to separate Hanks, separate Jonathan. Jonathan was like, Mr. Man, don't touch me, they continued fighting. After the fight, Hanks went home to the mother, and when the mother saw him, the mother was like, Hanks, look at what the love you have for Clara is turning you to. Look at how you are looking. Can't you stop? Is it enough? And Hanks said to the mother, I am not going to take Clara away from the husband, but I will fight this case to the finish. I will not allow Jonathan to useless Clara and Benny. How can a father do this to his own daughter? But the mother was trying to tell him that it's okay, you need to calm down, you need to distance yourself. But Hans told the mother, I am not doing any intimate thing with Clara, but you see, allowing Jonathan to rule Clara's life, I will not do it. Guys, after that, guess what? Auntie Wade over Sabi, that is Debbie, now went to go and see what's the name, see Clara in Clara's restaurant where this girl was busy attending to her customer. She just barged in, and after Clara was done with the call, Clara was like, what are you doing here? I thought I told you not to come to my restaurant. And Debbie was like, I came here so that I can talk some sense into your head. How can a woman abandon her home, allow people to be destroying her home, to be ruining her home? And Clara was, what are you even talking? Why are you here? And that was when Debbie said that you don't know that Hans went to your house to humiliate your husband, beat up your husband, this and that. And Clara was like, what? How will Hanks do that? Why will Hanks even do that? And Debbie said, because Hanks is accusing your husband of being the person that posted everything about Benny on the internet. And Clara said something. The question is, why did Hanks do that? Do that to Jonathan? And I know that Jonathan can be mean, wicked and everything, but Jonathan, I know, will not go to the extent of, destroying his own daughter's life. You know what? I'm going to handle this case my own way. At the moment, auntie, leave my restaurant. And she got angry, carried her bag like an unwanted guest she is, and she left. And guys, for the first time, Clara handled the matter like a virtuous, beautiful, wise woman that she is. Clara quietly went to see Hanks, and on getting to Hanks was like, have you come here to fight me, to slap me? And she said, no, 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 no. Hanks, why did you do what? I came to find out why you did what you did. And Hank said, I employ the service of a private investigator, and the private investigator is good in computer. After all investigation, the guy realized that the name of the person that was posting those things, writing those things, sponsoring those things was Jonathan. And Clara was like, Hanks, let me tell you, I know my Jonathan. Oh, that was sweet. I know him. He can be wicked. He can be sometimes, he can be this, that. But you see, Benny, Jonathan can never do anything to tarnish Benny's image. He loves the daughter so well. And another thing you should ask yourself is, if Jonathan was the one behind this, do you think that Jonathan will use his original name to do it? If he because he will tell himself, if I use my original name and they will trace it back to me. Don't you think that Jonathan is not the one behind this? Somebody is doing it and using his name. And that was when Hank said, Clara, you have a good point. You know what, Clara? I feel like the person that is doing this is very, very close to you and your husband, and you both need to be extremely careful. In order, I would have said that the person is Debbie, because if the investigator said the person is a woman, but according to the information is a man, so that was why I suspected Jonathan. You people need to, so they were trying to find out who could be that person. They couldn't place head, even a Emeka or anything, they couldn't. And Hans advised her to please be very, very careful. Guys, after that, what's the name? Debbie now went straight ahead to go and meet up with his partner in crime. And Emeka was asking Debbie, how did it go? How did Clara take the information? So the plans was, Clara is somebody that takes action without thinking. The plans was for Debbie to go and tell Clara what happened, and Clara would go to Hanks, fight Hanks, scatter everywhere. That was the plans. But Debbie was not telling Emeka that surprisingly, Clara was so calm about it. In fact, Clara defended the husband and said he was going to talk to Jonathan, and Emeka was like, indeed, life has taught her a great lesson. And Debbie said, Emeka, I think it's time for us to stop. We have done enough. And Emeka said, I'm not stopping any soon. And Debbie said, I don't want them to die. I just want them frustrated, miserable, but to die. Emeka said, no, I will continue frustrating them because that's the agenda until they painfully, sorrowfully leave this world. You guys already know by now what happened between Emeka and Jonathan. So for the fact that Emeka lost the murder, the plans for Emeka is for Jonathan and everything that concerns Jonathan to leave this world. And Emeka told, because Debbie was like, let's focus on destroying Clara's restaurant. After that, we'll just rest. And Emeka said, no, you know that if we just destroy that restaurant, Hanks is still there, Jonathan can get work, they can still pick up, anything can happen, so that they are not stopping until they destroy them permanently. So guys, here comes Uncle Jonathan roaming on the street, and as he was going, I don't know where, he doesn't have care again. And guess what? Both of them saw each other. It was the guy that acted as the engineer that Jonathan supplied those building material. Immediately the guy saw Jonathan, both of them had seen each other. The guy took off and Jonathan started chasing after the guy. Both of them was running, but finally the guy managed to escape. And Jonathan was so angry and was like, wow, I just missed this guy. Anyway, no problem. If for the fact that I saw him today, that means I will see him another day. Jonathan encouraged himself, and as Jonathan was just panting, going, see this beautiful car driving, horning for Jonathan, only for the person to wind down. Guess what? It was Clara, and Clara was calling, Joe, come in, let me give you lit, let me take you home, where are you going? And our proud Jonathan was like, who are you talking to? Madam, who are you talking to? Did I ask for your help? You want me to come in so that you will insult me, so that you will go back to Hanks and go and tell Hanks this and that. And Clara was like, Joe, no, I know you are going home. Come inside, let me take you home. And Jonathan was like, both of us are not living in the same street. We are not living in the same house. Why do you want to take me home? And Clara was just telling him, come in, Jonathan, come in. When Jonathan continued with his rant and Clara wanted to drive off, Jonathan was like, stop, wait. Jonathan. And Jonathan came in. Guess what Jonathan did? Jonathan came in and Jonathan started telling Clara that I'm doing you a favor. Me coming into this car is a favor. You are going to drive according to my instruction. If I say go, you go. If I say stop, you stop. Pride or inside somebody's car. Imagine Jonathan. And Clara was like, Jonathan, inside my car, you want to give me order? How dare you? Clara got angry. Jonathan thought it was that time both of them were still living together that he can issue order. And Clara said, no, you don't do it. In fact, leave my car. And Jonathan was like, what? He thought Clara was still joking. Clara, asked him and pushed him down. Meanwhile, when Jonathan was leaving, Jonathan left that blue jacket he was wearing inside that car, which I will still come back to that. So after that, Jonathan, both of them were, cursing each other. This and this, they continued, and Clara drove off. So when Jonathan got home, behold, Benny has heard everything that the daddy is the person after the posting and everything. Benny was so broken, emotional. When the daddy came inside, Benny said, Dad, we need to talk. We need to talk now. And Benny started asking the daddy, how can you do this to me? How can you be the person sponsoring all these things that have been happening to me? And the daddy came downstairs and said to Benny, I know I'm not a good father to you. I know I've not provided everything you needed as a good father like other fathers do. But one thing I want you to know is that nothing in this life, in fact, there is nothing you even do to me that will make me do anything that will hurt your feeling or make you feel bad. Not me. I can never do it. Jonathan went ahead to tell Benny, you are my life. You are the reason why I still live. You are the reason why I still wake up every day trying to push it. If anything happened to you, I am gone. So imagine me trying to hurt my own life. You are my own life. I can never do anything to hurt you. And both of them were just crying. It was just emotional one. After Jonathan was done talking, he kissed the daughter's forehead and left upstairs. And Benny stood there. In fact, Benny was sure that the father was not the person at that moment. And Benny broke down and she continued crying. And Jonathan went upstairs and Jonathan was like asking God questions. God, where did I got it wrong? Where did I miss it? I've been poor for a very long time. What is happening in my life? Why is my life like this? He was asking himself questions. But why Jonathan was asking himself questions, I was actually asking myself, if God should tell Jonathan now, this is where you got it wrong, will Jonathan accept it? Your Jonathan that we know. So guys, after that, Jonathan passed the night. The next morning, Jonathan came downstairs and Benny was sitting in the couch. The Auntie Theresa was sweeping when Jonathan came downstairs, and Jonathan was asking them, is there food in the house? I'm so hungry. And Auntie Theresa said there is no food. Benny said that there is no food. We did not even eat yesterday night. We've been hungry. And that was when Auntie Theresa, motivational speaker, started talking. Jonathan, what kind of a man are you? You go out every day and come back, and you don't come back with anything. In fact, the more you go out and you come back more hopeless and miserable. I'm like, are you the wife, auntie? Is this your house? Why don't you go and live your own life? An adult like you. And Jonathan was just standing there looking at her. Why Benny now told the auntie, maybe if there is no extra mouth in this house, my father will be able to feed just him and myself. And the auntie was like, what do you mean? And Benny said, you are the fault. You are the reason for everything. And the auntie was like, how can you say I'm the reason for everything? What did I do? And Benny said, yes, you advised him wrongly. Had it been you, when you came here, you advised her right, maybe my mom will still be in this house and food will not be a problem. And the auntie Tracy got angry and was like, how is it my fault? How is it my fault? Where did I go wrong? As both of them were talking, Jonathan just went upstairs. And Auntie Theresa went ahead to tell Benny, don't try it again. You are the person that gave your mother in a condition to stay in this house or to leave. And your mother chose to leave. And she abandoned you people. Is it my fault? It's on you. Your father got another job and he blew it out of proportion. Is it my fault? No, it's on him. Don't even try it again. She warned Benny, and Benny did not even respond to her. I think she went upstairs and Auntie Theresa now went inside the kitchen. That was how that part ended. Guys, only for who again? For Jonathan to go upstairs. Jonathan went upstairs and picked his phone and was asking himself, what am I going to do? My family is hungry. I have 2 phones. I can't just be having these 2 phones and they are hungry. I need to sell them to be able to buy food. What am I going to do? But this phone is what I use in securing job from the internet. If I sell these phones now, I will not have access to the internet again. He was just broken, thinking of what to do. He didn't know what to do. He was just asking himself, what am I going to do? But I have not eaten. Benny has not eaten. I can't watch my family go hungry, guys. After Jonathan was done talking to himself, I think he finally decided to sell the phone. For him to raise his blue jacket that he went out with yesterday, see money fell from one of the pockets, and Jonathan was surprised. Jonathan picked the money and the jacket and was thinking how, and he now remembered that when he went inside Clara's car and both of them were quarreling, cursing each other, Clara sent him out of this car, that the jacket was inside Clara's house when Clara drove for some seconds and stopped. And when Clara stopped, Jonathan was there saying, why did you stop? Thinking that Clara stopped to beg him to come inside the car, not knowing that Clara saw that jacket and Clara decided to take the money that she had with her inside the car and put in Jonathan's blue jacket, only for her to stop, and she threw the jacket back to Jonathan. So because Jonathan did not check or expect anything, Jonathan just went home. And guys, when Jonathan remembered this, and Jonathan said, Clara, oh my God, Clara. And Jonathan started, that Jonathan knows how to count money. He likes money. He started counting, and behold, it was 50,000 naira. Such a sweet, beautiful woman that Clara is. And Jonathan lost it. Jonathan started crying, weeping. Look at what Clara did. Clara, like Jonathan has realized the type of woman that even when Jonathan was busy cursing this girl, abusing her, useless, harlot, Clara did not even say go and die, go. She picked her money, put for Jonathan. She even did it. She didn't even do it for Jonathan to know. She did it. If you find out that it's me, no problem. If you don't find out, no problem. Like, the problem now is, will Clara listen to Jonathan's plea? Because as he's looking now, he's looking like Jonathan is going back to go and plead and beg Clara for forgiveness. Do you think that is the right thing to do? And what are you advising Clara? Are you telling Clara to accept? Do you think that there is still love between Jonathan and Clara? Leave it in the comments section. And after that, I forgot to mention that Hanks was actually telling the mom that, see you, see how Clara came and handled this situation, that she was not angry, and the mother was like, wow, Clara has really changed and improved in her attitude. Imagine after even so Hank's mom was like, Clara is indeed a good woman. Even when she's still angry, she was still defending the husband, protecting the husband, that she's really a good girl. And imagine being in a friendship with somebody and there is no intention of doing anything, and Hans was like, yes, 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 Clara is actually a very good girl, and that is why I'm trying to what's the name, fight for her. So guys, it was just a very beautiful episode. What do you think about Jonathan and Clara? Do you think there's still chance between them, or do you think that Clara will end up being with Hanks, the love, her ex-love? What do you think? Leave it in the comment section. And what do you think about Auntie Theresa's action today? Share what you think about today's episode. Let's hear it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Let's see what happened between Clara and Jonathan. I'll see you in the next one. For now, bye.